Okay, what happened today in court? July 30th, Thursday, 10:30. What do you call those? They're kind of like pre-trials where you plead guilty or not guilty or ask for more time. Well, to start out the day, I had a nice cup of tea. And then the first office I went to was the police station to check to see if I had any arrest warrants. And I didn't. So then I went over to the court and waited for 30 minutes. I got kind of early, they're kind of early, 30 to 45 minutes early. And I was the last one. You got to show up at like 8 p.m. for the 10:30 to be one of the first sign-ups. It went fairly fast, but I got to see practically everybody before me. So, I mean, it was interesting. I did want to watch what happens anyway. DUIs and a lot of failure to show up for courts and failure to pay tickets. Imagine failing to pay a parking ticket has the same punishment as disorderly conduct or resisting arrest. Maximum fine $1,500, maximum time in jail 30 days. That's the same for disorderly conduct, and it's a parking ticket. They are pretty tough on parking, or it's just a strange rationale on how they dish out punishment. They want to make things uniform so they don't have to memorize all these dates. Oh, this one's 29 days. Oh, this one's 27 days in jail. You know, they just kind of, they lump things up to make things more efficient in the criminal system. That's what they always strive for, is to make this efficient. Like what you see in those terrorist videos where they line in Syria, where they line the victims up nicely. They just kind of follow the train as they're getting shoved into the water after a nice little head, call it a head incision with a bullet. They line you up. You know, the more efficient they get, I mean, the easier it is to be tougher. You got to be efficient. If you can't be efficient, you can't be as tough. But that was it. I'm last. I was last. But that wait for 30 minutes was interesting. In the hallway, Cruz showed up. He had a warrant in hand. Him and like, I just got the guy's name yesterday, like Gustafson or I can't remember the name. Two cops showed up, but each one had a warrant in their hand, and they were looking for people. Cruz, crazy Jesse Cruz, he goes up to this one guy who has like the same last name as the guy on Cruz's warrant, and he's like, "Hey man, you got an arrest. I got to arrest you here." And the dude's like, "No, that's not me." And then Jesse's like, "Oh, you got an alias or something?" And then Jesse had to go, crazy Jesse Cruz had to go on the phone and like clarify, "Hey, does this guy have an alias or anything like that?" Jesse was picking on the wrong guy. The guy was nearly going to be arrested for somebody else who has the same last name. Cruz is a wild man, picking on people who are innocent. This guy was like waiting for a court date and for something, but Cruz had a warrant for somebody of the same last name. Oh, anybody can make that mistake. But when it comes to Cruz, he's so hard-headed. He'll just jump into things without really thinking about what he's doing. He's like, "Oh, the name's the same, the last name's the same, good enough. I got this guy." And he knew his face. I didn't see him holding any pictures, but I mean, they carry cell phones, so I'm sure they trade pictures of people. So Cruz, I mean, man, that guy's got to be watched. I bet he makes a ton of mistakes. I kind of recorded it, sort of not. Nobody tried to stop me when I was recording until they walked into the courtroom And they don't want inside of the courtroom recorded. Now this is for like Gustafson's guy, Cruz, and the officer Gustafson, I forget his name, went into the courtroom to talk to this old man who they had a warrant for. And I was looking through the open door, and Scott, the bailiff, got in my face pretty much. And this is an older man in his 60s, a big mustache. He knew my name when I walked in. He was like, he announced it to the city clerks. Travis is here. There's like 15 of us, and he had to announce that I was here. So when Cruz and his partner went into the courtroom, and it looked like I was kind of recording because I was holding this phone in a way that looked like I was pointing it at a scene, the situation. This bailiff got in my face, and I said to him, after a few seconds of staring at each other, it was just like this, staring at each other. I'm like, since you know my name, what's yours? And he's like, Scott. I still don't know the other bailiff's name. He won't tell me. I was thinking about ribbing him, giving him a little hard time about that. Be like, hey, I know Scott's name. Why aren't you telling me yours? So that was a very tense moment between me and the bailiff on recording. And we waited and waited. People came and went. I pretty much just pled not guilty. I didn't even bother with the paperwork on asking for an attorney, because I was just going to plead not guilty, and it says you waive your rights to talk to an attorney or something. So whatever, I'll just work with that. And now I'm waiting for the next court date, August 10th. It's a waiting game. And now this is turning into a bit of a general vlog. Now I just have to find things to do. I got a lot of spare time. I went over to the city hall to ask when their next city council meeting is, and it's called not city council, in the city chambers. They call it something else. City commission. They have city commission meetings, not city council meetings. So that's interesting, because I think of commissioners as something separate from the council. They have commission. Oh, it's getting hot in here. The battery just stopped. All right. So I was gonna go sit on a commission, which I think I will, but it's not till the 11th, the day after my pretrial hearing. So that's a long time away. Just looking for things to do. There's a day labor place nearby. I might try to get some day labor work in, I guess, while I wait.
Robert. So I'll just take it back and let them know. Appreciate cooperation.
Got it. Okay.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're...
Yeah, that's the wrong guy.
Oh, fantastic.
There you go.
I know.
I thought you were going to talk about highway patrol.
I've known Boone, if he still go by it, for 25 years.
Okay. There you go. I'll just see what we got. There might be a mix-up with the name, so I'll just run the date of birth and stuff, make sure everything's straight.
What are you in for today? Oh, driving thing.
Good to see you, Eddie. Alright.
Alright.